Next on CBS 19 News at 5.
The fact is, this is racial hope.
Community leaders close to Martise Johnson say even though the college student is now in the national spotlight, they are confident he will use the attention for good.
Another day of protest and students standing in solidarity with Martise Johnson. I'm Colleen Quigley. We're live on UVA grounds with the latest. The CBS 19 News at 5 starts right now.
Live from the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is CBS 19 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Madeline Karan.
And I'm Dan Schutte in for Rachel Ryan tonight. Thank you for joining us.
The University of Virginia community, for the third time this academic year, is in the national spotlight, and not in a positive way.
This time it's because of the arrest of a UVA third-year student, Martise Johnson, and this picture that spread all over social media yesterday showing him bleeding from the head while being arrested by ABC agents outside of Trinity Irish Pub on St. Patrick's Day. Johnson
has been silent about what happened except for brief comments during a rally last night.
I beg for you guys, regardless of your personal opinions and the way you feel about subjects, to please respect everyone here. We're all part of one community, and we deserve to respect each other, especially in times like this.
Today we'll be hearing from the Dean of African American Affairs at UVA, Dr. Maurice Apri. We will also have a live report on student reaction from CBS 19's Colleen Quigley.
We also have reaction from friends close to Martise Johnson who say he was unfairly targeted because of his skin color and why that doesn't surprise them at UVA.
Additionally, we have the city of Charlottesville's response to last night's rally and march calling for change and questioning police.
University of Virginia students are coming together on grounds today, voicing their frustrations over Martise Johnson's arrest. Some saying they are shocked, while others say they are not surprised by the pictures and video of the arrest.
CBS 19's Colleen Quigley spoke with several students on grounds today. She joins us now live with more. Colleen?
We're getting a better look at the person behind the bloody image being shared all over social media. CBS 19's Britt Moore talked with Martise Johnson's roommate and a friend. Both say he is generally a very happy person, focused on the community and unlikely to cause any problems.
And despite the negative attention to the arrest of Martise Johnson, those close to the 20-year-old say it could turn into something positive. Community organizer Wes Bellamy has known Johnson for years, and he attended last night's rally in March. Bellamy says he can't speak about the state of mind Martise was in when it all happened or how he's doing since all the attention hit, but Bellamy says he has talked to Martise Johnson and thinks he will stay positive. Many officials pointing blame for this situation directly at the Alcohol Beverage Control Board, the ABC.
Delegate David Toscano said ABC agents have shown a pattern of overreacting. Virginia State Police have launched an investigation of their own to see if these ABC agents were following correct policies. The Virginia State Police Superintendent is asking for patience because he says we owe it to Martise Johnson and the ABC to give the case a thorough look. Meanwhile, the Commonwealth's attorney in Charlottesville is launching a criminal investigation into the arrest.
Be sure to stay with CBS 19 and the Newsplex for the latest on the arrest of Martise Johnson and everything that's come in the wake of it. We'll have continuous live coverage right here on CBS 19 News tonight at 5:30, 6, 10, and 11. We also have up-to-the-minute information on newsplex.com and facebook.com/newsplex.
Go around. I'll let you know what you can expect after this, though, this upcoming weekend, and what you can expect for the beginning part of next week, coming up here in just a few minutes.
David, thank you. In Charlotte, North Carolina, the UVA basketball team is getting ready for its first game of the NCAA tournament.
CBS 19's Damon Dillman live with the 2-seed Cavaliers. Damon, some big developments today.
That is a good storyline.
Family affair in Charlotte.
It's a great storyline. Well, it's becoming a bigger and bigger deal each year. We're talking about the Tom Tom Founders Festival here in Charlottesville. Still to come, we sit down with the mastermind behind it for this week's Finding Charlottesville.
But first, the latest on a deadly museum attack in Tunisia that killed more than a dozen people. ISIS now taking responsibility for that. We've got details.
And the rain is slowly but surely trying to work its way on in from the southwest, and we also have a chance for rain-snow mix later tonight. I'll let you know what to expect from that accumulation-wise after the break. Trying to get us as warm as 70 degrees.
Ooh.
We may have a good shot of seeing that.
You should back up the start of spring to next Friday.
Yeah, we really should, because it's not going to feel like spring tomorrow, that is for sure.
Not at all.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, David.
Islamic State militants have reportedly claimed responsibility for yesterday's museum massacre in Tunisia that killed 21 people.
Officials found 2 Spanish tourists today alive and still hiding in the building. Tina Kraus has the latest.
CBS News.
Tunisia triggered the Arab Spring uprisings 4 years ago and has been struggling to build a democracy in the face of growing Islamic threats.
Testimony continuing today in Boston from an FBI agent explaining how the pressure cooker bombs used by the Boston Marathon bombers worked. Coming up in our next half hour, the latest from that trial that could determine whether or not Dzhokhar Tsarnaev gets the death penalty.
But first, if you are planning on going to the TomTom Founders Festival this year, we have an inside look at what you can expect in this week's Finding Charlottesville after the break.
Hey, let's take a look at traffic for you. This is Route 29 at Hydraulic Road. Cars moving pretty well. You're watching CBS 19 News at 5 o'clock.
Welcome back to CBS 19 News at 5. Paul Byer, who is the director of the TomTom Founders Festival, is joining me in the studio for this week's Finding Charlottesville segment. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Yeah, nice to see you.
And as we explained when we launched this a few months ago, TomTom is the inspiration for the stories featured in this segment twice a month. And today, though, we thought it would be a good idea to talk about TomTom Festival because we're less than a month away.
Yeah, it's coming on up.
April 13th through the 19th, right?
Yeah, it's Founders Day weekend, Jefferson's birthday, and it kicks off a whole week of music, art, innovation that kind of tells the story of Charlottesville creativity.
So tell us exactly, for those who don't know what TomTom Festival is, kind of put it in a nutshell for us and tell us what it is.
Well, sure. So it's a central stage where I think the whole town can come together, and it's 80 concerts, dozens of artists having art installations at dozens of venues all through the downtown mall. And then there's central events that are focused on innovators, entrepreneurs that are building businesses, civic projects, and it tells their stories, and then it also funds them with money, a lot of the events.
Now, this is your 4th annual, so Is there anything that you're most excited about this year?
Sure. Well, the biggest event that is new this year is we've actually rented the Paramount Theater for a Founders Summit. And that is going to assemble national creatives, entrepreneurs to tell their founding stories. And then panels that follow will put that story in a national context. Some of the big headliners are the founder of Reddit, Alexis Ohanian, one of the largest websites in the world. The Container Store, Kip Tyndall, is that founder, and he really has a real focus on employee wellness and employee compensation, and he's part of a whole segment on conscious capitalism. So it's really, that's the exciting thing this year is renting the Paramount, 1,000 people Friday morning, and getting people to come out.
Now, one of the things that I was interested in was you have a lot going on from now until the start of the festival. Something's coming up next week. You're actually
well, so
painting a bus.
the art part of the festival is called City as Canvas.
Right.
And we try to show that all of Charlottesville and Albemarle can come and perform and do creative things during the festival. So, starting next week, the city bus system has given us the downtown trolley. And our resident artist is going to paint it. It actually will be here at the Ix Art Park, which is where the Newsplex, where you all are as well. And it will run the downtown trolley route for two months. And it's going to be this kind of psychedelic art bus.
So a moving ad for TomTom.
It's not really, it's going to be an art piece. It has nothing to do ultimately with TomTom. And that artist will then, during the week of TomTom, also paint a 240-foot mural over by Champion Brewery. So again, it's like the festival is about assembling people for creative ideas, but then leaving permanent legacies of creativity after the festival concludes.
And that public artist is Michael Broth, which will be featuring on Finding Charlottesville on April 2nd. So one last thing, I know if people are interested in going, can they get tickets now, and where do they need to go for that?
Sure. Well, so majority of the festival is free.
Okay.
But if you want to learn about it, it's tomtomfest.com. And then if they want to purchase tickets for the Founders Summit at the Paramount, those are $60. It's a full day of talks. It's a conference. And then, again, that's at tomtomfest.com.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us, Paul. And good luck with this year's festival. And if you'd like to see this segment again or any of the other Finding Charlottesville segments, just go to newsplex.com and click on that Featured at 5 tab.